I do think the sack is Anthony's fault, but let's watch the play and actually break it down and see. So we'll watch it off top just to see what it is. Pay attention to number 90 on the left side of your screen. It's a good hit. Okay, let's run it back though. Let's actually talk about it real quick. So you have 5 offensive linemen, these 5. So I'm gonna draw this little 5 right here, and then you have 1 tight end right here. You have 1 running back, and so it could be right. Like if we're thinking about offensive line protection, we could have the tight end on a protection. He's obviously not. So now we're talking about a 5-man protection. There's different languages. Sometimes people call this scat protection. There's different languages for this type of protection. But we'll get to it. Now, if I'm counting defensive linemen, I'm counting this person, this person, this person, and 45 as a down lineman. Even though the ends are standing up, I would be counting them as 4 down linemen, and then Buchanan, number 40, is a linebacker, and 32 as a linebacker. So even though some people are standing up, they are closer to the line of scrimmage. I'm counting them as 4 people on the line of scrimmage. Now, if you watch the play, right, we'll see that the center and his left guard are working. They're working left, right? So it should in a wash, right? In a typical situation where this person is not blitzing and this person is just coming here, you would get a one-on-one here, you would get a one-on-one here, you would get probably a double team here, but he's working this gap to backside, he's working this gap to backside, and he's working this gap, right? Like that's how you would normally see the protection, kind of a half slide this way, one-on-one, one-on-one. But that's not always the case, right? I say normally, but like typically. So that's not always the case. In certain protections, you might have the tackle is trained to pick up the most dangerous man, and it just depends on their teachings as who's the most dangerous man. And so some of you might say when you watch the play, well, how come he didn't pick up 90 and let 32 go? Well, then let's look at Anthony Richardson real quick. I want you to look at his eyes. Look at Anthony Richardson's eyes the entire time. I'm gonna go a little slow. He calls hut, boom. His eyes are on the backside of the play immediately. Now, if I'm looking, I think he can see 45 right here. 45 is dipping off. Oops, sorry, my bad. 45 is dipping off, right? So I think he can see him in his eye shot. Well, if he sees that, we know football is a game of rules, right? So if anything is going away, something's coming to you. So you are trained from a young age. When something's going away, I need to get to the backside, especially as a lineman. And you can see this here for 73. As 45 backs up, look where 73's eyes go. Look, went right to the backside. Why? Because he's expecting that somebody's leaving, something's coming. This is very similar when it comes to quarterbacks. If I see this person drop off, my assumption should be there's pressure coming from the backside. There's pressure coming from the backside. Because why would that person drop off into that coverage? So his head should have whipped immediately and went to this hot route running back, bro. Like the running back had a free release. He is the hot route. He is the check down. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hit. And so let's say the tackle does. Let's say like in my, on my protections, we would say the most dangerous man is 90 and 32 is furthest away. But sometimes that's not the case. If you think about it from a geometry standpoint, sometimes 32 is actually closer than 90. It's going to take 90 a further amount of time to travel all the way to Anthony Richardson. So 75 is going to take this guy, right? Either way, there's a free rusher now. This is a simple blitz pickup. People run these blitzes all the time. So let's say he does pick up 90, right? 75 goes and picks up 90. Guess what? 32 is going to be free. 32 is going to be the one to pop him and do the same thing. Why? Because look at Anthony Richardson's eyes. They never get around to the other side. Never, bro. Like they never even get back to center. They never even get back to center. Like as soon as I see this looking this way, I should at least be getting back to center to be reading the rest of it. And hot, I mean very hot. You have to know these things before. And part of me think he does because he looks over here, right? Like right before the snap, he's looking right this way. So I think a part of him maybe knows that there's a stunt or a trick that's coming on. And I don't know what happens here, bro. I really don't. And I have very high hopes for Anthony Richardson. I really do. But it's going to be tough if Daniel Jones has kind of passed better than you. Y'all have kind of the same winning record, but he's passed better than you in his career. And then also, he's not making these type of mistakes, right? You're already skating on thin ice. This doesn't really look good. I had high hopes for Anthony Richardson. I hope, and it's gonna be hard for him to win that battle if you're injured. So this was easy, man. Like, this was not a hard blitz pickup. It's week 1 of the preseason. They're not going to be calling hard blitzes. So shout out to the offensive line. They did a great job here with their responsibilities, man. I love it, man. Put people in gaps. Feel for the backside. Look at 60 here. Look at the center, man. Look at the center. He's getting his arms wide. He's feeling. Just in case they're static from the backside, I'm going to help pick up. This is great. But unfortunately, he dislocated his finger and it ended up with a sack, and he's probably gonna have to sit out for a little bit, or it might cause some turmoil for him in this quarterback controversy. So anyway, that was the breakdown of the Anthony Richardson sack. I do indeed think it was Anthony Richardson's fault, but you tell me. Corey from Corey's Corner. Let's break down some more film.